Hey everybody, welcome once again. Where other shows single tap, we double tap here on Double Tap. Each week we look at the iPhone App Store, show you some apps, and so forth. Last show of 2009.
Yes.
It blew by. Feels like we've only been doing this for like 6 weeks.
Because we have only been doing this for 6 weeks.
Plenty more episodes in January. Once we're going to refresh the batteries, we'll be back for more. So let's jump in, shall we? I understand you have an app. Now, a couple weeks ago, we looked at an app called Tiki Towers.
Yep.
I got your email about your app this week. I was like, we already did this one. But it's a different game.
Yeah, so it's, I guess it's a little physics puzzler game called Tiki Towers.
Okay.
It's actually published by, remember Real Networks? They used to do the video streaming.
Right.
I guess they're in the games business now. Who knew? So published by Real Networks. It's very similar to World of Goo. If you've seen World of Goo, I believe there's an iPhone version of that as well. So basically the whole premise is you need to get a barrel of monkeys or a box of monkeys from one part of the map to the other over some obstacles. Mm-hmm. And you do that by building these bamboo bridges that are physics-based. So they have a weight and they sway based on how the monkeys travel upon them. And you can also grab some bananas along the way for extra points, bonus points. And it's great. I mean, it works, very simple controls with the touch screen. You basically draw these little triangles, and it builds, one on top of another, and it builds the bamboo bridge. And you can, if you mess up, you can hit a little button that lets you erase the bamboo and kind of start over. And it's just one of those games where it totally plays to the strength of the iPhone. It doesn't do anything with, like we said, games that have like, virtual D-pads or sticks. They always seem to work the worst. So it's great. It's like I said, very similar to World of Goo. Great little puzzler. It's only 99 cents. And there's a light version as well. So
try the light, see what you think. And the bridges are bamboo. Great for the environment.
Yes. And who doesn't love monkeys, right?
A barrel of monkeys, no less. And you start to, in looking at the app, you start to feel for the monkeys.
Well,
you want them to get across.
They have they have some personality. Yeah.
Monkey with personality. That's what we all should look for in life.
These aren't the face-eating monkeys, if that's what you're concerned about.
No. These are nice. These are good monkeys.
Yeah, they eat bananas.
They understand you're building them a bridge, and they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, the app I have this week, I'm still in search for a decent racing app on the iPhone. I am saying it does not exist. 100,000 apps, still not a 5-star, 4-star racing app.
But today you've found it.
No, I have. We're looking at Ridge Racer Accelerated.
Yep.
The funny thing about it is, the problem is it's not accelerated.
Well, Ridge Racer, I don't know if you knew this. It's kind of a popular, I don't know if it's as popular as it used to be, but it used to be a very popular franchise for the PlayStation. Came out in the original PlayStation, then PlayStation 2. Mm-hmm. I think there's a PlayStation 3 version by Namco, I believe, the company. It was one of those, for a while, it was the racing game to get.
Right.
So it looks like they ported it to the iPhone.
They have ported it to the iPhone, and it's one of those games, we're going to have to come up with a nickname for this. It's one of those games that is a really good screenshot game. The screenshots, you look at them and you think, oh, this is going to be awesome. And the graphics are great, but the frame rate, even on an iPhone 3GS, is really pretty bad. Like, different parts of the course seems like you're going different speeds.
It seemed very slow.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like you had that sense of like flying through the city.
And it's one of those cruel games where at first you have this intro movie and everything's fast and zippy and you think this is going to be awesome, and of course it doesn't live up to that. Plus there are these scenes at the beginning of the race that you can't skip. You have to see these. You can tap all day. You can't get past them to the beginning of the race. The controls left and right are decent. I'm going to be grumpy old man for a moment though.
Okay.
The kids today and they're drifting. Drifting. I tell you,
you just want to race.
I just want to race. I want to have to slow down and go around the turns. But in this game, not only do you need to drift, because when you drift, you don't lose any speed, which is not how I understand physics. But I'm sure some folks in the comments will let me know if I'm wrong about that. But you also need to drift in order to get your nitrous.
Sure, you build a meter up, right?
Exactly, to then be able to fire that. But overall, the frame rate is so bad at times that it feels like you're going about 6 miles an hour.
So perhaps it's just a case of where they released the version maybe a little bit too soon. It's not ready for prime time, so maybe like a an update will come up down the line. Yeah, it'll be optimized. It'll run a little better.
Or the iPhone 4GS. But what they did do a good job of is when the game is over, they have the whole. You can watch the whole race again, the whole replay, just like you would on a console. The other thing they do badly, this is not a light version. It's $2.99 for the game, and that's only getting you 2 tracks. And then each track past that is an in-app purchase. And there are only like a few cars that are unlocked. So this is the nickel and diming of the in-app microtransaction world.
Yep. You like that world.
I do like that world. But, you know, always positive. Looking ahead, 2010, we'd talk about our predictions for the App Store. 2010, what, you have any predictions?
Well, I think we're going to see more and more free apps with the in-app purchasing.
Right.
Unfortunately, what we just saw wasn't free. I think the big thing that's going to happen this year, though, is well, we're obviously going to get a new iPhone and a new iPod Touch, you know, new hardware. Well, I mean, what's the biggest thing on the iPhone now? It's games, right? But I don't think Apple ever designed the iPhone for games. So I think the new iPhone and new iPod will be designed with games in mind. I think it's going to still look basically like the current iPhone, but I think you will get some physical button.
Wow.
Either maybe like the home button replaced with some sort of analog stick or roller ball, but something to give you a little just actual physical control versus the touch screen.
I'm gonna say that maybe I like the idea, but maybe instead you either get an Apple approved accessory, or
like a docking station,
or a special version of the iPod.
That could happen. Yeah,
I don't think they want to put buttons on everything. Good idea though. My thing will be to 250,000 apps by the end of the year. Still no racing game.
That's not a prediction. There's plenty of racing games, just none that meet your approval.
Still no 4-star racing game. I really had high hopes for this one, but what are you gonna do? Oh well, we'll be back next year and hopefully exciting new, positive news to report on the apps. And you're just gonna play apps all the rest of the
That's what I'm doing all Christmas break.
Excellent.
Just iPhone apps.
While you're unwrapping gifts, he has to play bad games in search of good ones to bring to you. So there you go. Don't forget you can follow us at TDL Live or 3-word app reviews over on Twitter at 3 word app reviews. So until next time, don't forget everybody, you never do it with me. Pinch and stretch. Bye-bye.